adding customers into your AutoFluent system, you can add a lot of information that will determine how the system treats this customer. This video will explain all of the features of the customer's interface. Click on the Customers button. On the main page, your customers are listed alphabetically. The system will list your first 100 customers, but you can click the Show All button to display your entire customer list. Even with the Show All button left unchecked, you can use any of the yellow search boxes to find any customers that have been entered into your system. At the top of the screen, click the New button to create a new customer, and then Save Changes to save a new customer or any changes that you've made to a particular customer's information. To create a new customer, you really only need to enter the customer's name before saving, but the more information that you enter, the better. This becomes increasingly important as your customer database increases in size and you begin to have customers in your system with similar names. The Payments button is where you can enter and apply customer payments on account, and Adjustments is where you can adjust each customer's account balances. The Payments and Adjustments interfaces are covered in another video. The Refund Deposit button will not be highlighted unless the current customer that is selected has a deposit entered into the system. When you click the Refund Deposit button, you can enter the payment method you will be using to refund the customer their deposit, and a receipt will print. You can also refund deposits from the sales screen. The Email button lets you create email templates and send email to the selected group of customers that you choose. You can also access this interface from the AutoFluent main screen. The setup and usage of email is covered in another video. The Settings button allows you to add a few extra columns to the customer window. On the lower half of the screen, you will find 9 different tabs of information for each customer. The Address tab is where you will enter all of the basic information about this customer. The First Name and Company buttons will let you switch one field to the other if the information was entered incorrectly previously. If your AutoFluent system is used in a multi-store environment, you can select which of your locations is this customer's main store. If you uncheck the Active button, the customer will remain accessible through the customer's interface but cannot be accessed from the sales screen or from within a quote or a work order. You can also generate a postcard or email for this particular customer. On the Sales tab, there are a great deal of settings that you can enable or disable that will determine how this customer is treated in your system. If the customer requires that you add their purchase order number to a work order or invoice, check this box. When this customer is added to a work order, the work order cannot be finalized until a purchase order number has been entered. If this customer is required to pay federal excise tax, check this box. Check this box and the system will not give this customer the option to pay with a check at the time of invoicing. If your customer would prefer to opt out of emails and postcards, uncheck this box. If you have automatic shop supplies enabled in your system, they will not be added to this customer's quote or work order if you check this box. You can always add them manually if you need. Here, you can set this customer up to receive a discount on either parts or labor or both each time they come in. The discount will automatically be calculated for on all applicable items on their work orders when parts and labor are added. In System Settings, you can make this setting apply to all customers. The Deposit window will show you the total of deposits the customer has available in the system. In these boxes, you can enter your customer's resale information if needed. If a new customer is created at the time of starting a new quote or work order, the settings for these fields can be entered there and will automatically be saved in these fields. If you are creating a new customer here, you can enter these sales details as needed. The column on the right will keep the customer's overall sales totals and updates automatically. On the Terms tab, you can change your customer's terms from cash to one of the preset terms or terms that you create on your own. You can also set the customer's credit limit. If this is a customer that you deliver to, either by truck or shipping method, you can enter a default shipping method for this customer. If this customer is never to be assessed finance charges, uncheck this box. If this customer has an outstanding debt that you will not be able to recover, you can check this box to mark their balance as bad debt, and the system will not generate a monthly statement for them. If you do not want a statement printed for this customer when generating monthly statements for all of your customers, uncheck this box. If you uncheck the Never Re-Age box, this customer's remaining debt will be made current after making a payment on their account. This column will show you this customer's total currently owed on their account and how old each portion of the balance is. If this customer belongs to a national account, you can check this box and select an associated vendor for this national account. If you have a wholesale website through AutoFluent, this is where you will enter in your customer's login information and web price level. The customer will only see their assigned price level when on your website. The Contacts tab is where you can enter every additional contact for this person. You can enter an alternate shipping address on the Shipping Address tab. The Vehicles tab lets you access this customer's list of vehicles. Here, you can manage each of their vehicles and view their history. The Vehicles interface is covered in another video. On the Notes tab, you can enter any internal notes you would like to keep about this customer. If you open a work order for this customer, these notes can be accessed but cannot be edited from the work order. The Work Order Message tab allows you to create a message that will pop up anytime you open an existing or new work order for this customer. This message can also be set to pop up at the time of invoicing. A work order message can be used to warn you of a customer's past due balance, a particular message about their vehicle, or any other note that you want to remind yourself or your staff about this customer. The History tab will show you this customer's entire history and list every transaction. You can select an item and click the Preview button to open it up on the screen. You can also void unposted customer payments on account by selecting the payment from the list of transactions and then clicking this button. Though you can search for any transaction by using the yellow search boxes, you can list every single one of this customer's transactions by clicking this box.